All right, I'm gonna hang up because I'm on.
Okay.
Okay, hi guys. Welcome back to Shop Talk. Did you miss us, you guys? Because we've been gone for a long time. We're back doing the virtual edition, and we will be back every Monday at 7. We'll do 7. Unless you guys like later times, let me know in the comments or inbox me, and we'll do that. Today's topic will be the family you build versus the family you came from. So, waiting for people to come on. Give me a second. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Just waiting for people to sign on. And hopefully, some of you people will catch this live and comment what you guys think. So we have a couple questions so we can get started, but I'm just waiting for my little panel of people to get on. Sorry for the delay. That awkward moment when no one gets on time. But it's okay because I don't have any viewers right now. I went live. Usually I have people already waiting to get on. And this time I went live right on time. And I guess they're not used to that. All right, well, let's just talk about this. For you guys that are interested in watching my show, can you inbox me topics that you guys would be interested in seeing? If you want to be on the panel, can you inbox me about that? Or you can discuss, like I can read your message in the comment box while we're discussing. Okay, let's see how to, I'm doing the wrong thing. How do I bring you in? Oh, add stream. There you go.
Okay, well, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd you go? Okay, boom, we got one more. Oh, hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
Oh, I can hear you and I can see you. Trina just was on, but then it knocked off. Do I have to resend it to her? I don't know.
don't know. Remember before when we did it?
Oh, no. There we go. 3. Yay.
Oh, Trina.
All right.
Hello.
So I'm just waiting for Tiff and Dejana to sign on. So,
I'm just trying to fix this placement.
all right. Should I do it like this?
Okay.
How do you want?
It's fine.
All right. So you guys know me, Lil, your host, and you guys want to introduce yourselves? They should know y'all
Hey
too.
everybody, it's Tree Allison. You can find me at Tree Allison on all social media platforms, or you can check me out at Embracelets by Tree.shop.
Well, let's talk about Embracelets real quick. Why don't you tell them about them, Trina? You got
So I
some
have
on?
this little passion. I do. I have this little passion of mine with making bracelets, handmade with semi-precious gemstones and such like that. And so you really might not be able to see them now, but I make all different styles, all different colors, different sorts of gold beads, rose gold beads. And, you know, they're really reasonably priced. They're only about between 10 and 12 bucks. So check me out.
That's right. Come through, support. I'm trying to get a discount code with my name on it.
Absolutely. Discount codes with
Hey,
Lily Booker.
Lily
Lily Booker discount code.
We're working on that. Okay, you want to introduce yourself, Nudie?
Sure. I'm Adriana, Lily's daughter. There's not much more to me. I don't know
Well,
what
you
else.
don't want them to find you on anything?
Huh?
You don't want them to find you on anything?
No.
Okay. You want to tell them about Sneaker Crazy?
No.
You're so rude.
Fine. I'm camera shy. No, it's my fiance's brand. You can find it on Instagram at sneakercrazy_merch. It is a clothing brand for people who are interested in sneakers and, you know, things like that. He also does like custom printing. So yeah, search him up on Instagram. Find him.
Sneaker Crazy, y'all.
All right. Should we get started or should we wait a couple minutes?
Did you talk to them?
I did. I had just hung up with them when I was getting on.
So you can probably just start and then they'll be able to join in as soon as they get on, right?
Yeah.
As we go along.
Right through. I sent the thing, so it should be fine. All right, so you guys, the topic is the family you came
Really
from.
quickly before you get started, I'm hearing a little bit of crackling. I don't know what that is when you speak. Is that my mic? Is it news mic? So what I'll do, I'm just gonna mute my mic while you're speaking, so that way there's no background noise from any.
Oh, you muted? Okay, because when I heard it go out. Okay. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do the disclaimer first, anyways. So our disclaimer is: this is a place to discuss topics and share our own opinions, remembering that we all have one. And we don't have to agree, but we do have to be respectful to each other. That's all. There's no experts on here. It's just our opinions. So nobody should be taking anything personal. And our topic of the day is the family you build versus the family you came from. So question number 1 is, okay, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Who is more important, the family you came from or the family that you're building?
I'll take a stab at that one. I definitely think it would depend on the place you guys are, right? So like when you're first dating, like hell no, it ain't y'all. You know what I mean? Like you just start hollering, y'all just start getting together, and you just start being on some like this is us. Like it's typically not like that. But as you start to progress and decide that y'all want to actually be a unit, then I think, you know what I mean, you gotta get away from the unit that you started with and start to build your own unit. But I also don't think that it means that there's no connection with the other unit. I think you trade in one for the other, but not in a negative way. You just grow up, create your own units, and then you sort of move forward. You don't have to necessarily not, you know, have that same or similar type of relationship with your loved ones or your immediate family. It's just that it changes. It has to. Otherwise, then just be in a relationship with your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
What do you think, Nook?
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as I turn my mic on, Amari comes in the room. Okay, thank you so much. So I pretty much agree with Trina. I think it's like they're both important, super important. Nobody, like, I don't know, it's like nobody's more. So yeah, of course, at times one person might be more important than the other, but I feel like the way I think of it is like it's all my family, you know, whether it's my brother, sister, mother, or my fiance and daughter, that's all my family, and you're all like very important to me, mean the world to me, and would like do anything that I can for all of those people. I think at certain times different people are more important than the other person. So like, you know, if at home everything's fine and my brother calls me and says, "Oh, I'm struggling, I need, you know, some money or a babysitter or something," then yeah, I need to make that my priority to go out and help him. Whereas, like I said, everything at home is fine. But if everything at home isn't fine and my brother calls and he's like, "I need this," and I like, that's when I have to say, "Okay, well, yeah, but my home has to be my priority because that's where I live, and you know, obviously I have to make sure this is grounded. But if everything here is fine, of course I'm going to help you. And if everything there is fine, I get to focus on what's here. But like at different times, different people are what you need to focus on or what's more important."
Okay, I get that. Okay. Hey, Dejana and Tiff. You guys are late to the party. Sorry.
Dejana's fault.
I was chatting.
Not that I'm blaming anybody.
So the topic is the family you came from versus the family you are building, the family you created. Or so, and the first question was, who should be like top priority? Who comes first? Who's most important?
Ooh, that's tough. I guess it's depending on the situation. It's very situational. For me, this is where I live with my family. So it's just like if I did live somewhere else and, you know, it's situational. I don't even know. It would have to be something specific. But as far as coming first, I have to take care of who I have to see every single day, like my kids. I have one kid, my kid, and, you know, whoever my significant other is. And then if something happens, then I just evaluate the situation of what it is. Like I caught Noodle saying basically if someone needs a babysitter or somebody needs something, I can't just be like, "Oh, sorry, I can't," because, or like money wise too. Like I saw a movie and it was just like one of their siblings was in a financial strife and the husband basically told the wife like, "No, we're not helping them." But it's just like in that case, if I have my own money, and which I do, and I'm very independent in that circumstance, it's just like, I wasn't asking you. I'm going to help them out. And if I become in a financial strife because I'm helping out my family and you cut me off, then we got to reevaluate our situation now, you know? Yeah. But then I guess it depends too on that situation in itself. Like, am I giving it to a drug abusive family member to do the same thing over and over? And like, it's very situational.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tip, you have input?
I mean, I feel the same way. It just all depends on your situation at the time, like everything. Like, if the person had been in a relationship with the person for a long time, if they live together, if they're married, same thing like you said, if the baby, I think it just all depends. I always feel like your family is your family, whether they're old or new. They should all be on equal levels until they're not. You know what I mean?
Well, what do you mean, like until they're not?
Okay, okay, you have like let's say you have like a married in person, okay?
Mhm.
That person they're like married into your family, so yeah, they're your family member for a little while or whatever, but things don't work out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not your family anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if they have kids together, yes, the kids is your family, but realistically, you really don't have you don't have to have anything to do with the married in person. That's how I feel.
No,
Like,
I mean, it depends on, I think in that, depends on the relationship you build with them while they are married in or family. Like, just because they have depending on the falling out. So, like, everything is situational. Like,
Right.
depending on the falling out, you could still, it's still respectful, but it's like, I'm not, unless you're bringing the kids, if there are kids, you're not invited to this function. That, like, this person moved on. We can do something separately. I'll hang out with you separate, but I'm not going to give you leeway in to be around somebody that doesn't want to be around you, or, you know, they're moving on with their life. I'm not going to give you that leeway to interrupt something, because at that, technically you aren't family, but in our relationship, I still consider you family, but that just could just be me. So,
Okay, so that's good. That leads me right into the second question is, when is the family you're building considered family? Like, is it after marriage, after a number of years of the two being together, or like after a child comes into the relationship? Like, when do you consider someone family? Like, if I start dating someone for 6 months and I'm like loving him and thinking he's like the greatest, like, is he not family because that's too soon, it's too early, we don't have a kid together, like we're not married? Like, how do you guys have like a set time or a set situation to make that like, oh no, that's family?
I don't feel like there can be a set time because, you know, some people move slower than others. Like, I mean, so, I mean, this kind of contradicts it at the same time because, so what I'm saying is like, it doesn't have to be because you have a kid, or it doesn't have to be because of a long time. I think it has to be something like within, it's something where like you kind of solidified that relationship because, I mean, before I told anyone, like, when I was pregnant, I was with Jamari for legit, like, no judgment here, like 2 weeks. So, but after that 2 weeks, that was my family, you know, but nobody else knew. But then I had to make it like, okay, this is, you know, like this, without everybody knowing, like, this is kind of, I got to make this my priority. I got to make sure this is what I'm handling. And
You muted out, I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Um, my phone was ringing. At the same time, I think it also can just be like based off of the relationship you have with the person. Because sometimes it could be like what if you guys have no kids but you live together, or, you know, like it, like, I think it just all depends on every specific relationship because everybody doesn't get married, everybody doesn't have kids, like everybody hasn't been together for a long time, but different things kind of make people important or not important to you.
What do you think, Train?
Hold on. I'd agree with Noodles. I just think, like, you don't really know, like, so a child doesn't solidify family, right? Like, so that doesn't equal family. It's how two people feel in unison with the other. So if we both feel like, we're connecting on and we're moving on all cylinders, and I'm digging you like that and you're digging me like that and I've introduced you into my unit, then, and there is no time limit for that though. Like let's say it'd be a week, you might really chemically connect with a person and you already know this is it for me. 3, 4, 5 years later, look at them. They're doing the damn thing. So, you know what I mean? So it can't happen that way. I don't think there's a time limit. I just think when those two people decide that's how they're giving it up with each other, then I think those are the two people who make that decision. I don't think the outside of the family or anybody else outside of them two people can make that determination. I just think so when those people decide this is what it is for us, then that's when it becomes that, rather it's a week later, a month later, or a year later.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. For me, I think that if you have a child, absolutely, no matter what, that becomes your family, like, because you guys are sharing a child. And so then it should be where all sides connect because of the child. Or if you get married, I definitely believe like then it's like solidified. But I agree with you on everything else. Like if they don't have a child and they don't get married, doesn't mean they're not family. It's when the individual that's related to me, like if my daughter or my son come in and say, nah, he's family now, she's family now, then that's what it is. Like it's when they tell me, that's when it becomes. What do you guys think, Dejana and Ted?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a family thing is something that grows. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It comes with time and just, like, I don't think like you could just bring somebody in tomorrow and be like, hey, this is my family and they're your family. Like I feel like that title has to be earned. You know what I'm saying? You got to know this person. You got to trust this person or whatever. You can't just bring someone into your family and you know nothing about them. You know what I'm saying? And even like with the time, like, it could be 6 months, you know what I'm saying? It could be a little bit longer. I understand that, but I just don't see like somebody coming in like next week being like, yo, this is your fam. Like, nah, no, it's not. Really, I don't know that motherfucker.
As long as the other person knows them, like so as long as if Dejana meets Guy A yesterday, and then on Friday she's like, damn, this brother's the actual one. I'm out to this. Doesn't matter that you don't know him or you haven't had time to grow that relationship. Does it matter more that she knows him or feels as if she does and she's okay with it? Where does that cross in at for you? Asking the question.
That's the whole thing. If it's not family because they say that person's family, that person might be their family, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be my family. They can be a part, but they're not. They can be part of like that person's family. But I gotta know you. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta learn. You gotta know this person. You gotta trust this person. Family shares a lot of personal stuff and a lot of things that go on. If you don't know that person, you don't. Obviously, if they're with somebody, they're gonna start telling like, yeah, this is what happened. But that don't mean you're ready to be open and sharing all that just because Mary says this is family. Like, nah, that's your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your family.
As it should be.
You met him on Friday. Y'all had a good relationship over the weekend, and you think you in love. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that good relationship on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, nah, you ain't my family. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to earn that. You can't just call any, especially nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know people like that anymore.
Yeah, the world's a little different now, but I do agree with everybody's statement so far. But it is very like, it's the relationship that you build. Like if I was to meet somebody and I'm like vibing with them and I'm just like, okay, like I can see it. Like I have a decent amount of friends that I consider, family. And then eventually when they do get to meet my mom, like to me, like you're not really my family if you haven't met my daughter. So that's like a boundary for me that establishes who gets close to me. So that's kind of like how I separate who's family and who's not. You might meet my daughter by chance. Like there's people I went to high school in the city, so I see people and they're like, "Oh, this is your daughter," and I'm like, "Oh."
Right.
like I don't know you. So yeah, it's just like you establish who's gonna be family. Like I might tell my mom, like, okay, for example, my ex-boyfriend, it's just like there's some people in my family still refer to him as Dejana's boyfriend because that's what he is. He's my boyfriend. There's other people who call him by his actual pet name, Suge. That's how you know. Like, oh, he's family. That is the determinant of that relationship with that person, and whether or not that person who you're with even wants to be family, because that's another issue too. It's just like, oh, you're like, oh, he's family, and he's just like, no, I'm not, and separating himself, But yeah, that's just how I see it. Time kind of is of the essence, because just the type of person that I am, I don't get close to people that quick, even if the vibes are on. It's just like, I question everything. But after some time, I'm just like, okay. And then I trust you. You got to let some time pass, because there's tests to be ran, natural tests that are happening. Like, what happens in this situation? How did you react to that? Is that a family move, or is that like just a person move,
And then, like, to add to like what Noodles was saying or whatever, like, I also feel like it's a judgment of the actual individual. Like with Noodles' relationship or whatever, like Noodles is a level-headed person. So if she's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's family. Like, I can possibly, like, I would have to get to know the person, but I would trust her judgment. If Dejana say it, I guess it all depends on who brings that. Like, who's the person that's bringing it and saying, oh man, this is my family. Like, honestly, like, anybody that knows me, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my oldest son be like, oh, this is family, no, I'm sleeping with a strap and everything. Like, no, he can't know where I live. She can't know where I live. You understand? Like, it's just the person. Like, you gotta, you gotta know your family to trust what they say. That's what I feel.
And there's people who's my actual family who I don't trust. So it's like, it's literally like just how that relationship goes. Like, and there will be some pushback and stuff, just, I feel like it's just depending on the situation. Everything is like situation.
Yeah. For me, I feel like everybody on this panel has had some type of connection with, like, either you have an in-law. I'm calling it in-law even if you're not married, like, because I don't know how to describe it if it's not a marriage. So either have an in-law or had an in-law, or is the in-law on the other side, like, or like the kids have significant others, or your when you were younger, you had, your parents. So we've all had like involvement. So I know it's like situational, but like, for example, my situations with like Ashley and Jamari are very different. But for me, I'm blessed because I love both of them. Like, they're like now my kids, whatever. I've like inherited them. But that's really like a blessing, because a lot of times people don't like their children's significant other, or people's significant other don't like the family member. What it's like, okay, for example, my sister-in-law, she's been around for
Ever.
30 years, like literally like 30 years. And we have never had any type of like argument, fight, beef, but we very much, if you saw us in a room, you wouldn't even know we knew each other, because it's very weird. Like, to me, I'm like, dang, we family. Like, what in the hell? But for her, when she describes us, she still says like, that's my brother's sister. Like, I'm his sister. Like, not, that's my sister-in-law. It's like, oh, that's my brother. That's my husband's sister. That's my husband's niece, my husband's nephew. That's weird to me, because I'm like, damn,
That's your niece. That's your nephew.
we're more like, but you know, so it's different situations. But like where Ashley, hell, I'm like her mother, like, you know, like, or Jamari. Now I'm like his mother. Like, hey, it's like me and Lisa, high five, girl. Um, so I just think that even though I know it's situational, it's like I can like see the different situations in each thing. Like, oh, I have the same scenario but different from each one of them. Like I feel different about the different things. But okay. Question 3 is, when there is like some type of argument, battle, disagreement, whatever, do you think as the person that's like in the relationship, do you think it's better for them to step in to diffuse the situation, to pick a side and stand firm on that, or to just play neutral and let people figure out the issue on their own?
Trina says she's backstage.
Oh, sorry, Trent. You good?
Oh, I was about to start talking
Could
shit.
you hear the whole
Yeah,
time?
can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you
Yeah, I
hear
was
what I
backstage.
said? Oh,
That's
okay.
why I started talking shit back
Oh,
then.
my fault, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Noodles was backstage too. What's going on?
It depends on the situation. It literally does. Sometimes there's no way to diffuse like certain situations. If I'm witnessing somebody, it's something getting heated.
So, all right, specifically, like if Tiff and Suge got into an argument, do you say like, Suge, don't talk to my mother like that, or do you say, Mummy, like, stay in your lane, or do you just let them go back and forth and just don't say a word? Like,
First, I watch them go back and forth.
you do?
I mean, it hasn't happened, but it's just like I would like. There's a dispute here, and there's a dispute here for a reason. So you guys need to talk. But when it gets escalated, and then it's just like, wait, but who are you? Like, it would literally, the first thing is, who are you talking to? Like, to Suge, like,
Well,
because
see,
that's my mom. Because there's a way to talk to people. But you know, with her, we all, it's just, he knows my mom. I know my mom. She's gonna wild out regardless. So we already know, like, so we already know where this is going. So it's up to the not to say level-headed, but like it's up to the person who doesn't argue, which would in that case would be Suge, to keep the cool. And then, you know, it's not like they're in a relationship. They don't have the boundaries set up, but like, you know, before we broke up, it was like I was trying to set boundaries. I'm like, even when we argue, this is when I say this, that's when we just shut it off, and we're gonna talk about it later. Like, we need to stop this now because we're just gonna hurt each other on purpose, and then shut it down. But he doesn't have boundaries with my mom except for the simple respect.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes in a heated argument, that might go out the door. So if it does go out the door, that's when I'm just like,
So you do say something. You don't let it go.
I would say something.
You let them go a little bit.
Arguments though. Yeah.
But he's the type of person too. He don't argue either. As soon as he hears us, like, this is how we talk really loud. He's not used to that. He will leave the room. He does not sit there. He does not argue. He does not. He just leaves the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's how I know. Like, if that situation were to happen, he's either just walking away, which is even more rude. But it's just like, rather that than it be some chaos.
I feel like it all depends on what the argument's about or whatever. Like, I know Lil's trying to put me on low key on PA or whatever, but so like, yeah, I feel like if the argument's about the individual, that's the family member, and they feel a certain way, I don't feel like they should disrespect their significant other, whatever, or they should disrespect their mom or their father, whoever else is defending them. I just feel like they should state their opinion and how they feel and not try to bow down to either side. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how you diffuse it. Because if the two is beefing over that person and they just sitting back like, oh, I don't know what to do, then of course the two people that's beefing is eventually going to start disliking each other, because each one of them, well, at least one of them, maybe the mama, of course, is looking out for the child. Now the mama might be a little bit out of place or treating the boy like, oh, that's a baby or whatever, but that's what mothers do. Whether it's like if it's their kid, they're always going to look at their kid as a kid. They're always going to look out for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. I just don't feel like they should disrespect either side, but yeah, they need to speak their piece.
I think mediation is the key here, because you're gonna argue when you care. If you care, you're gonna debate. If you care about something, you're gonna debate. You're gonna argue because you care. Now, like, nobody's arguing about something they don't care about, so obviously it's something that needs to be talked about. So if it starts off as a discussion and nobody's communicating the right way and it has to be diffused, no, like, you shouldn't just sit there. Like I said, I would sit there and watch first, because I want to, not to say I want to see where this goes, but it's just like I'm watching it elevate. And maybe the two parties will be mature enough to be like, all right, let's settle back down. Most of the time it's not that case, but nothing has happened for me to be like, you guys are talking way too loud. Like, no, you're upset. You're expressing yourself. Now, when it gets disrespectful, that's when it's my place to mediate, because this is
But
y'all.
is it disrespect on like the mate side or the mom side or whoever you feel like is wrong at the time?
So like in that situation, and if my mom was being disrespectful, then I wouldn't disrespect her back. I'll just like, hold on. It'll just like, I'm going to stop this. It's not taking sides. I'm stopping this. This needs to stop. Now, if my significant other is disrespecting my mom, and now it's a fight. Like, that's my mom. Like, you guys are having a debate, but now you're being like disrespectful because she's my mom. Like, like we already know how she's gonna be. But I'm like, it's like, hey, stop that. And it's not like I wouldn't say like, oh, you don't need to be talking to him like that, mom. But no, that's a discussion that I'm gonna have for later, because everybody is upset. But I'm even if my significant other like was saying some stuff, it's just like, I wouldn't be like, I mean, not this. I would address it, because it's in that situation with who I was with, it would be out of the norm for that to happen. So it'd be like, what is going on? Well, with my mom, it'd be like, why? You need to stop now. Like,
Okay. What do you think, Trina?
In my humble opinion, I feel like for me it has to be a clear point of demarcation from the door, right? Like, so excuse me. For me, I'm not gonna ever step out of line with anybody's mother. And now that I'm somebody's mother, I don't anticipate anybody's children stepping out of line with me. So I'm gonna let my children operate within their relationship how they see fit. I'm gonna give my advice. If asked, and unasked as well. But I'm gonna tell you what I think, and then I step back. And then if I have to pick up some pieces, then I just pick up those pieces, because I'm a big proponent on learning your own lesson, because I can tell you all day. I can say, oh, I know this type of bitch. She look like a slut bucket. Like, she look like she about to turn, like she's a slut bucket type. But it ain't gonna be until, you know what I mean, he get around a couple of guys and everybody's like, oh yeah, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, what the hell? So, people got kids, children, whoever got to go through what they got to go through. But I also feel like if I found myself in a space where I feel like somebody is stepping out of line with me as a parent, right? So this is from a parent's perspective. As a parent, if you're stepping out of line with me, I feel comfortable enough to say to you, sweetheart, chill, beloved. We don't do that, because I'm not cultured enough not to match a child's energy. I'm just not there yet, and so I would much rather try to see where we can find, because I have to be an adult now. So I have to see where we can find some common ground to where we can have some mutual respect, because we don't have to like each other. These spouses are not in place for any of us to like. No more than your children gotta like your man. You don't got to like them, but they have to be respectful. That's unbendable. You know what I mean? There's no wiggle room around respect. So I would probably try to create a boundary from the beginning. Especially, you know what I mean? Like the type of parents that we are, the type of parents that snap off on your girlfriend, snap off on your man, slap shit out somebody. Like, yeah, you gotta make that known up front. Like, listen, don't act funny in front of my mother. Don't pull no flick in front of my mother. Don't be cussing in front of my mother. Don't be doing nothing slick, because she'll call your ass out on it, respectfully, disrespectfully, type of shit. You know what I mean? But it's about knowing what kind of parent you got. We're not the kind of parents where that shit can ride with.
Right.
There are parents where that shit might ride with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But then from the other end, if I was somebody's girlfriend, and like, let's say they got a fucking Mama Joy style mother, I'm not going for that shit. Like, you're not about to be doing all that. Like, what the? Like, not to get into reality, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The way she managed with everyone, Candy's man, her boyfriend, and shit. And then she would never come in and create a line of separation. She would never do it. So those are the things that make me feel like, okay, we got to figure out what this is supposed to look like in advance, because otherwise it's gonna end up going to shit.
Yeah, no, me and Tip had a conversation. She doesn't know who Mama D, Mama Joyce, or she doesn't know any of them. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. They drive me.
Her mother is like so like but it's beyond overbearing. It's one thing, like, you know, you're concerned and you're caring, but I'm talking about like where you just hop. Like, if she feels like Candy's man did something wrong, she's not gonna talk to Candy. She's gonna call him over, have a conversation, insult the fuck out of him, and then go back to Candy like, Todd had an attitude. Are you dead ass? Like, so she's,
oh, don't disrespect my mama. Like, I get it.
She'll be like, don't.
Like, what?
Right. And so it's just like, you know, there's these boundaries and shit, and it's just these places, and it's like, you just gotta know who you fucking with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's almost like, you know, either you gonna talk to his ass, or I'm gonna talk to her ass, his ass.
So if you're going back and forth with the mother or the child-in-law, whichever, male or female, you expect your significant other or your child to step in and be like, hey, or you just think that's something that you and the person you're disputing with should handle?
See, just for me, I'd say something. Right, like, but I would say something the first time I sent something, so that we don't go there, right? Like, so, like, you know, some people come around and they don't know how to watch their mouth, right? Like, they get real money, they just kind of say whatever, and you're like, I'm in this motherfucker, bitch. Don't do that. Like, don't mistake my coolness for me you thinking that I want to hear your young ass carry on or whatever. This is not that. And so I just kind of think like, in those sorts of cases, it might be excuse me, a little bit different. But then, you know, who the fuck? It's tough. It's just hard to navigate. You just gotta fucking. I speak up. I try to head it off before it gets crazy for me, because I'm sensitive to energies, and so like if I see something that's starting to feel awkward to me, if I felt like, for example, like if Hank had another girlfriend other than Lachey, and she, first day I met her, she came through the door and didn't speak. Bitch, where you going? You paid the mortgage this month. I'm confused what's happening around here. You know what I mean? Like, so I would just, because that's gonna let me know what type of time she's on, so I can, okay, let's stop this here. Let me say something so that she understands what my expectations of her are.
Okay, so you wouldn't expect Hank to be the one saying it. You would just do it yourself.
No, me personally, I would do it myself. I would, because sometimes it's hard for the person in the middle to try to navigate those two things, but also sometimes it's necessary because shit can get crazy.
In my experience of either dealing with stuff or seeing people deal with stuff, it seems like the person that's the loved one to both sides stays quiet, says nothing, just plays like, I know it's uncomfortable, but to me, I'm like, it seems like it would make so much more sense for you to be like, wait, no, don't do that, or let me de-escalate or something. But quite often the person that's the one, the main focus just doesn't say anything.
See, with that situation that Trine just said, it's just like, it would be weird not to address that right away. Like, you're just like,
Well,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but
You're-
would it be like Trine saying she would address it? But to me, it's like, I feel like if Trina addressed it, but I feel like Hank might stand there quietly, which is like, no, you can't stand quiet. You gotta say like, hey, did you speak to my mother? Like, hey,
Right,
did you
yeah.
like, stuff like that?
Yeah, because I know enough
But
about
you got
myself
back
that like
there.
I wouldn't be able to tolerate that for so long before I, you know what I mean, lose my cool. So it's like, let me just try to head this off so we don't get off on the wrong foot.
What do you think, Nil?
I think I don't know, it's tricky because like it depends on the situation because like the way Trina says she speaks up about things. See me, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna observe. But then the type of person I am is after a while, now once it's like, oh now you done piss me off, then I'm gonna say something and then it's gonna be like, oh you're disrespectful or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but I sat and let you do so many things or you made me feel some type of way. But if it was in the reverse, if it's like my family and my significant other, I might be like, yo, is there a problem? Like, you want me to squash it? Like, like under the table type of thing where I would be like, I could talk to her and then I'll talk to you, tell you what they said so that it's not awkward. But at the same time, stuff like that is like always awkward. It's always going to be weird. It's never going to be comfortable. And like, what I would hate to feel like is that I have to pick a side. Because it's like, no, I love you and I love you. So no, I don't want y'all to argue and I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm not defending you because I got his back and I don't want him to feel like, oh, I'm not defending him because I got your back. You know what I mean? So I think it depends on the situation because like if it's like oh, you guys just don't agree on something, then that's where I could step in and be like, I see how you guys could be upset with each other. Y'all just don't agree. Can we like agree to disagree? But whereas if it's like, oh, you did something to me and now I'm feeling some type of way, then that's harder because then every situation is like different people's perspective and different people's stories of it. So it's like who's wrong and who's right, or am I supposed to say, no ma, you wrong? Like, or am I supposed to be like, she's wrong, but that's my mother? Like it's tricky because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. You want to, like, I mean, I would want to kind of be like, I ain't in that. Can y'all, as adults, can y'all squash that without being disrespectful or, like kind of including me? Because sometimes all it takes is a conversation, but sometimes stuff be too big to really solve, and you just kind of got to be like, all right, we gonna move on, but we just gonna, like, we just gonna be cordial now. We ain't cool, or like.
I think it's always not even necessarily what you say, but how you say it. Because
That's what I was about to say.
if I was like going back and forth with Jamari, and Adriana was like, "Oh, mommy, you're wrong," like I would instantly be pissed. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you stupid? But if she's like, "No, mom, think of it this way," or dang, you don't have to act like that, whatever, then I would think like, all right, maybe I'm just doing too much, or maybe I need to calm the hell down, or it does depend on what it is. But I mean, for the most part, it's just the way you say the different things. Like,
That's what I was just about to say. Like, even with the feelings hurt or whatever, like everybody get their feelings hurt in an argument. You understand what I'm saying? It's just whether you learn from that argument, because not all the time you're right. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, sometimes that's why you need that mediator, because they see things on a different aspect than you. You know what I'm saying? They see it from a different view. And if they could present it to you in a different view, you could possibly see a different way and see where you may be wrong or where you may still always be right, So
yeah, I mean, I've never had to, but even my mom knows I'm a question asker. Like I make you see it from the different perspective. I'll make you see it from 5 different perspectives. And I'm literally, and then next thing you know, everybody's mad at me now. Like that's literally how it would go. That's why, like I said, I would be quiet first, because I'm just like, oh, okay, this person's upset about this. This person's upset about that. Then I'm internalizing like it's not even that big of a deal. And then I'm asking, well, how would you feel if they did it this way? Would that be better? And then it's just like they're trying to shut the hell up. Like we're trying to have an argument here, and I'm all right, just trying to figure something out so we don't have to argue. And then everybody hates me at the end. So that's why I just, keep it, then I'm the problem, and they're not, now they're cool and they're ganging up on me because
jumping you and shit.
Right. Like, so it's just like, that's not usually, but that's how things would happen for me. So I stay quiet first. If y'all can't figure it out, then, you continue the conversation another day. But if it gets out of hand, of course, I'm just, not choosing sides, but whoever throws the first punch, not to say you're wrong, but I'm gonna be like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. And not to be like, oh, you're wrong, and I'm not gonna talk to you ever again, Mom. Like, no, it's just like, I would ask. I'm a question asker. Like, why did you feel it was okay to do that? And then we have to remediate from there. Same thing, vice versa.
Do you think it's okay for your spouse not to like your family, or for your family not to like your spouse, loved one, whatever you want to call it?
This is a good one.
Yes. I do. I don't think you can force anybody to like anyone. But I do think in a situation like that, you can be around each other and be like, no one should be excluded from family functions just because they don't like each other. Everyone's adults, and you can learn to be around people that you don't like.
You do it at work.
Because they're still I was about to say, like, I do it every goddamn day at work. I don't like nobody in the building, but I'm there. You know what I'm saying? But that's so you just learn how to keep them in the family and still make them feel comfortable. You don't have to like them for that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just being humane. That's all.
Yeah. It's just the respect, and like my ex-boyfriend, he didn't really like anybody. To be truthful. I mean, well, he loved my mom, and
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, does he?
Like they're really.
Does
he?
He? Right, like it's just like, does he though, or is he just here? And that's another thing too. Like, that's just the way that he is. Even with my friends, but like did not like any of my friends. Like, I don't want to hang out with your friends. Like, but he would.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm gonna sit here and force you to do it. But just like, I can't force you to like who you like or not like who you like, but I can create that boundary and space of like, when someone comes around, don't completely ignore them. Like, if we came to your house when we came on Sunday dinner, and he just like walked in and just sat down, and he's just like, this is your family. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, back to the family talk. Like, does that person feel like their family too?
Right.
But when we saw you in the street, it was, he was talking like he knows y'all too.
Yeah.
It's just the boundary that you set, and in just being respectful. And that's just, I mean, he didn't say he didn't like y'all or nothing, but like, but it's just, he's gonna be, respectful. And what was the question again?
Is it okay for them not to like? Is it okay to not like your spouse, or for your family not to like your spouse, or your spouse not to like your family? Do you think that's okay? Like,
it's not. It's just neither not okay or okay, but you don't have to show it every second of the way. Like, if you don't agree with somebody, you don't have to be like, you come up in the party, where's punk ass Charles? Like, like, oh, right, like, just walking in.
What's she doing here? This is a family function.
Right, like walking in with that.
You gotta be rude in this respectful. But to like, so do you feel like they should like pretend or like at least be not necessarily pretend, but well, yeah, pretend like
Just cordial.
Not pretend. You don't have to pretend. You just got to be respectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can not like somebody and still have a conversation, be respectful. You know what I'm saying? It's
Because sometimes like how she said at work, you can never even talk. You don't even have to deal with that person on your day to day. Same thing with your family. You don't deal with them on the day to day, but I'm sure there's people in your family who's just like, I am not going to pick up my phone and talk to you. I don't have the time for that. Or I see you at the function, I might say hi, or I might not say hi, but we just never had that bond, or like, it's just like, oh, she's here. Oh, you get the head nod. It's just respectful, but because we never had beef or anything, it's just, you're not my cup of tea from what I've seen. You know, people you interact with and stuff. So like, just imagine your significant other. They don't know your family like how you know your family. Like my cousin Takia, my best friend. But if Suge was like, oh, she's not really my cup of tea, I wouldn't be like mad at that. She's not my cup of tea because of what you told me about her. But then as you know, his significant other, but like, you have to give people a chance first. But sometimes you don't.
Yeah. What do you think, Train?
No, I don't think you have to like none of that. I think like y'all are saying, you have to be cordial, you have to be respectful, but you don't have to like them. Like I've had spouses that you know that I didn't really give their mamas or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I still go say hey or whatever like that. You know what I mean?
Not like that.
Not like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like hey, whatever. But you know what I mean? I would be respectful, but like you know what I mean? Like I kind of like what I just wasn't vibing with their energies, or our energies didn't gel. But I'm always show respect regardless. So, but I don't think it's like I don't think none of my children's spouses have to like me. I ain't got to like none of their asses, and they ain't got to like my man either, and he ain't got to like them either.
Right.
Y'all ain't got to, but you will respect each other, and if shit hit the fan, you will hold each other down. And beyond that, you know what I mean? What else is there? I don't think it's like an absolute requirement, so long as no one's acting no kind of way, you know.
Yeah. Noodles, you have something to say?
I think that, so when you say like don't like, I feel like somebody has to do something to you. You know what I mean? For you not to like them. Or they had to have done something like that affected you in some way. Like you can't just meet my brother and be like, I don't like him. Like that's my family, you know? Like it's like, are you giving him a chance? Like, do you know him? Is there a reason you don't like him? Now, if it's because like, oh, some situation happened and you don't like the way he handles it, or you don't like the way he treats me or something like that, then I can understand it, because it's really easy for people to decide that they don't like mess with someone based off of how they treat other people. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it doesn't have to directly affect you, but it'd be like, the way she treated such and such, like that ain't my type of person. That's not who I want to deal with. So if it's that situation, then I'm like, nah, you don't have to like them, but yeah, just be cordial. Like, hi, bye. That's it. Like, Trina's
I
like,
don't
oh,
really
if
think
something
you
go
even gotta
down.
say hi bye. I just say I don't even think you gotta say hi bye. I just think you
I
could be in
feel
the
like
same place
I
at the
need you
same
to
damn
say.
time and just exist.
I mean, I feel
that's
like I need you to say
weird
hi,
though,
bye,
in the
because it's
family.
uncomfortable. Like,
It is
for people to know.
uncomfortable.
You know what I mean? Like, if me and my boo walk in and I'm like, hey, everybody, and he's like, what's up, Meryl? What's up, Ari? What's up, Ma?
Yeah. I
But he
forgot we
just
were talking. I
intentionally don't
forgot
speak
we were
to
talking
Romy.
about
It's like,
spouses. My fault. Yeah. I forgot we were talking about spouses. My bad. I digress real fast. Shit. My bad.
Yeah, like your spouse or you as the spouse with the family. Like to me, it's like, so I don't mean to keep going back to that, but like with my sister-in-law, like we've never had like an argument or a beef, but like when we're all together, sometimes we might have like a little conversation, a little lighthearted conversation, or like talk. We might laugh or something or whatever. But then sometimes we'll be in a room and it's like we're complete strangers. That is hella uncomfortable for me. She don't gotta be my friend. She don't gotta like me, but it's weird to me. Like I'm like, yo, we're family. Like, why does it seem like we're not? Like I don't understand. So I mean, for me, I think it's like I just try to make a conscious decision for myself that if you're in my family, or at least I don't mean like my cousin's cousin's cousin and all that. I'm talking about specifically like my children's mates or my mate with my children, or like I don't got siblings. It's my brother's wife. Like it would be nice with my mother and like all of us to be able to like just be around each other and not, I mean, I get the whole thing. Like, yeah, if you have a problem or you dislike someone, like to at least be cordial and coexist. But for me personally, I would much rather to be like more like family, not just like, oh, I'm just gonna coexist with this person because, or I'm gonna be cordial. Like, nah, I want to be like, hey, girl, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, kick it. Like to me, I don't know. That's just me. It's way more comfortable and it feels better. But
Those
No, I
glasses are
understand.
super cute.
want someone to like you. But
You heard, Trine?
What'd you say?
Your glasses are really cute.
Thank you so much.
So, like, back at what Noodles is saying, I don't know if I could meet somebody and know whether I like them or not. Like, I go on my intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know how they always say your first impression or whatever, that's why you make a good one or whatever. I feel like, yeah, you know, like, for me, I'm a viber. Like, if I see somebody, I know instantly if I'm going to like them or not. You understand? And it's just like, I mean, eventually things might not work out if I like them in the beginning, or just about like if I see them and be like, yo, I ain't messing with that person. Normally my intuition's right about that person.
I gotta agree with Tiff on that because I remember that time. I forget what that broad name was. I might have met her for all of 20 seconds. I said, I don't like this bitch. I don't like her. Just like wow, I was like, I don't know, don't like her energy. I don't like this bitch. And about 40 minutes later, I was about ready to cuss her the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I feel like I think you can kind of tell like if somebody just ain't your vibe. Like you know what I mean? Like certain people just don't vibe with who you are and how you know what I mean? Like it's just certain people I just can't.
no,
No,
I
not
agree.
them, sure, how you are.
But wait a minute. Also, I think sometimes you gotta give people a chance because not in that scenario, but like in situations like when I first met Jammers, I was on the phone and I was getting in the car, but I went and put something in the trunk and he was sitting in the front seat and I was like, I know this dude do not think he about to like I'm gonna get in the back seat of my daughter's car. I was being ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did. I ended up going. I think I got in the back. I can't. No, I'm lying. I got in the front. He got in the back. But I was talking trash, like, okay, no manners, like talking shit or whatever. And then when I got in the car, Noodle's brother, not my child, Noodle's brother and Jim was got in the car. I mean, they were both in the car, but I was on the phone, but neither one of them spoke to me. And then, like 20 minutes in, her brother's like, "Oh, what up, Lil?" And I'm like, "No, don't speak now. You didn't speak all this time." He was like, "No, you was on the phone." So instantly, I was like, I don't like this dude. He's rude."
No, actually, you was being rude. You was on the phone.
Yeah.
I was on the phone when I got in the car.
You was hating on Jim.
Tap-
Cameras already
supposed to
done.
tap you in the front seat. Hey, hi.
Yes, it was like, "Hi, how you doing?" Even if I was on the phone.
So you be on
Like
the phone at
Noodles
the
was
grocery
like,
store too,
"Mommy,
huh?
you was being mad rude. You was being mad rude." And I'm like,
So you're one of those. You go to the grocery store and check out, and they be like, "Hi, how's your day, ma'am?" And you just like on the phone.
If they be like, "How's your day?" I be in the middle of talking. I'd be like, "Great, thank you. How was yours?" I'm a freaking, what is it called? Multitasker. I'm a multitasker.
Okay, you want to talk to this person too? We about to have a three-way conversation.
But with Jammers, like now it's like, look at, thank goodness I gave him a chance because I love him. He's like my kid. Like, but for the first little week or so, I was like, honey, this ain't it. Like, he's rude. So yeah, it could have been me being an asshole. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was at the time, but I don't know. But then
Ouch.
when I realized like Noodles likes him a lot, I was like, all right, I gotta at least get a second chance to like meet him and give him a chance to see what he's about before I make this judgment. That was just me because I very much care about, like, I'm not a person like, oh, my daughter can date him and that's their business and this and that. Like, no, you know me. I'm like, nah, we a family. Like, I guess I'm the overbearing mother because I'm like, Suge would be over here liking me, girl. Because I'd be like, Suge, let's go. Like,
Yeah,
no.
no, he's very quiet, and it's not like they had a bad relationship. It was really good, but it
Well,
was
for me, it's just like Jammers is quiet. He's not a big talker or anything, but like it took a long time, in my opinion, for him to get like super comfortable with us. But like now he's like legit part of the family, like not just with me and him or Noodles and him. Like all of us, we're like a big ass family. But I wouldn't want it any other way because how close I am with my kids. I don't like you don't gotta like me. I don't gotta like you. But for me, if I can like you, I'm gonna make sure I make an effort to
Yeah.
how close me and my kids are. Like that's like because the closer you are with your kid and the closer you are with the significant other, then it keeps the tight knitness. Like if I don't really like you or you don't really like me, then it's like it creates a little distance between you and your kid or whatever. Or that's what I think anyways. I could be wrong. But I don't even want to experience that. So that's why I was saying all the time, like I'm blessed because me and Ashley have a relationship and me and Jammers have a relationship. I'm lucky so far. So 2 out of 4, I'm batting 1,000. So we'll see. Okay, so I guess the next thing was
where's Nudes?
She comes in and out.
Backstage.
This girl keep getting backstage.
It's because my connection keeps going out.
You can't be a backstage singer.
I
Right.
was talking
Right.
the whole time too.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
I was telling you how I remember how rude you were to Jamari when
That's why it put you backstage.
embarrassed, but I was mad and bad. Like, wow. Here I am. Mind you, prior to this, I'm telling him like, oh yeah, me and my mom are mad close. That's like my friend. You know, like we're besties. And she come over being ignorant and I'm like, oh my God.
He's like, so this is you?
Look.
She hit me with you just out here acting like Nana.
She was very loud and aggressive with it. Like she ain't even like under her breath, like, oh, so this nigga don't speak. No, she's like, so he's just not gonna get out the front seat. Not gonna high. No manners.
Girl, you got the high five going there.
Like, oh my God. Like, yeah,
I've done the same thing.
Oh, you high fiving Tim?
Yes, high five, girl.
Thank you, because they trying to roast me over here. Bring Trina so she can agree with Noodles.
Nothing.
If it's my choice, yes.
Yeah.
No.
Trina, where you at, girl?
If Bella wasn't in the back seat, I'd been knocking on that front window like, excuse me.
You agree with Noodles, Trina?
Yes.
I was rude, Trina.
I think I would, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, respectfully, yes. You know what I mean? Definitely with all due available respect, yes, you were. I think I'm a little bit different than both of y'all in that way. That I don't care about shit like that. Like there's been times where like Hank will be picking me up and he'll have Shay in the car and she'll go to get out the front seat. I'm like, I'm good, I get in the back seat. Like that's your boyfriend shit.
Like that either.
But you
I don't
just,
even care. Like
I
it
realize I
doesn't
care
bother
when I
me
make the
at all. Like
effort. It's weird. I think I care when I
there's
don't know
times like
you.
Hank could be driving. Yeah, I don't know what that is now.
What? What is it?
but see, it's called
I hear the
manners.
echo.
At least she made the effort to get out. It's up to you to say, nah, you could stay there. You know what I'm saying? Because she know, like, yo, that's respectful. You don't put nobody's mama in the back seat. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but you know, my mommy didn't even give him a chance. She wasn't.
But that's true. I do
She
understand that
wasn't
she
even
was on the
halfway
phone
down the
though.
stairs before she was spitting out her mouth. How she wasn't sitting in the back seat.
I was
Car,
coming
I
up
hadn't
the
even put
stairs.
the car in park before she
Right.
was telling
I'm listening to her. I was coming up the
He
stairs.
was
and I
supposed to
went
come
the
out
front.
and take her hand and walk her down the stairs.
Yes,
Put her in the
damn
front seat.
jammers. You
Y'all
know,
crying right now.
you were supposed to go get her from the house.
Ari said she doesn't even remember it.
That's right, baby. He don't even remember.
No,
Probably why he text you because he didn't.
that's a special type of abuse. I don't remember.
That's right,
She's,
Jim.
she's perfect. She's an angel. She's everything. She's mom.
Okay, so now this is just in reverse. Should you make an effort to be cool even when you don't like the person?
Yes.
No.
Unless there's a reason, like you don't like the person. I get that goes with cordiality. Like I'm not just gonna if I'm sitting at a table and I meet someone for the first time and I'm just observing and I'm watching how they're interacting with others, and then all of a sudden they realize that I'm there and they're just like, oh hey, what's up, girl? I'm not gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna say hi. They make conversation. I'll make conversation back, but I'm not, gonna tell me my my business and stuff. You just keep it cordial because you didn't do nothing to me yet, but I'm not gonna let you do nothing to me because I already see you. Like, yeah, cordial.
I'm gonna agree with Dejana. I feel like it all depends on the situation. I mean, if it's something that can be mendable, yes, by all means, you should not sit around being angry for no goddamn reason. But if it's something like the line got crossed and there ain't no coming back, like you know what I'm saying, like I feel like you just keep it cordial. You don't have to forgive them. You don't have to like them. You just gotta, if that's who that person still choose to be with, even though they done fell over the balcony and had a couch on them and stuff like that, then you still be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to come out, but that you just be like, okay,
This
you know what I'm
is
saying?
live, ma'am.
Fell over the balcony with a
Very specific.
I was just throwing out random things.
I can't. But I mean, there has to be a reason for you. I mean, not really, not a reason, because the vibes too, but they're literally your reason is your vibe. Like, I don't get a good vibe off of you, but I'm not gonna, like, you don't just address someone and be like, no, don't talk to me. You got bad vibes.
Right.
Because they're gonna be like, this girl is crazy. She don't even know me. True. But I'm going to be cordial, like, yeah, what's up? Hey, how you doing? You do it to strangers. Hey, how you doing?
whole vibe.
Huh?
I feel like I make an extra effort just for my family. Like if it's somebody that I don't not necessarily dislike, but like if you do something to piss me the fuck off, like I'm still gonna at some point, I'm not gonna instantly, but at some point I'm still gonna try to keep my dealings with you or whatever because of the person. Like I feel like I'm bullying because I keep going to my sister-in-law. But she's just a good example. For me, I like a lot of stuff I do, like I still will do because like if it was anybody else, I'd be like, you don't like me, fuck her. But because of my brother, to keep him comfortable, I try to still be cordial and be respectful and be even nice sometimes or pleasant or friendly or whatever.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I do. Like,
I don't think people deserve, like, the thing is, when people mistreat you or be ignorant towards you, I don't think people deserve your, oh, I'm being nice because of my family. Like, you ain't being nice to me because of your family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
so
true.
if I feel like, oh, I can use Ashley because me and her are cool. But if I felt like, oh, I'm being nice to Ashley, but Ashley's being ignorant to me, I'm not about to keep going out my way to be nice to her. Like, no, you don't deserve my kindness because you're. Why am I being nice to you? Oh, because you're my brother's girlfriend. When you're not being nice to me because I'm your boyfriend's sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things have to go both ways, and I'm not gonna pretend like the type of person I am is once you piss me off, you kind of piss me off forever. Which I know that's one of my issues, but if I feel like you did me wrong or you hurt my feelings and I didn't get a good enough either apology or we didn't work this out, no, I'm not about to be buddy buddy with you off the strength of nothing. I'm going to be cordial. Hi, how are you? I might not say how are you. I'm probably gonna say hi and keep it pushing because that you already made me feel how you made me feel. But the thing is, like, I'm not really the whole like vibe thing. It's I feel different ways about that because there's certain people that I see sometimes and I'll be like, I can't dig your vibe, and then I'll see them again and be like, okay, wait, you cool. So maybe we was just all, we wasn't clicking at that time. Or I know people probably see me, and depending where you catch me or how you catch me, I'm typically sat up in the corner with my face turned up, looking like somebody stank or I don't want to be here. So yeah, people might see me and be like, like I ain't get a good feeling from her. But if I'm comfortable and I'm talking and interacting with people, then they'd be like, oh, you're actually mad cool. But when I first met you, you kind of seemed like you was ignorant. And it's because I am. I'm cool, but I am ignorant. But that's just like me. So, you got to kind of get to know people. That's like sometimes you see someone, you be like, she seemed rude. But then you talk to them, and you're like, oh, she's not rude.
That's why I was saying sometimes you gotta get like, yeah, when you get the intuition, like, I'm not vibing her or I don't like him or whatever. Sometimes you do gotta still give people a chance because sometimes that initial interaction is not it. Like for example, y'all just tried to roast me and say I was rude to Jammers when I first met him. And look at how great I am to him now.
Yeah, but people don't get a 20-year chance. Like,
Sounds like you're just a little guilty.
Yes. For 20 years and I'm still chances. Go to hell. Like, no. You got about a week to fix it, and then after that it's like, no, we ain't vibing. We don't get to have different vibes for 10 years. Like, we ain't each other's cup of tea, and that's fine. But I'm not about to pretend like we are, because you, my brother's nothing, or my sister's nothing. Like, I'm sorry, sis. I still love you. I could be cordial, but nah, that's not my friend. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And that's okay. Everybody you come across in life, you ain't gonna like.
Right.
I don't like the people that I'm related to, so.
Yeah. You be forcing it.
I mean, it's true.
About the same, like it's just
Not my
basically
brothers
what
and
you
sisters,
do.
but I got plenty of family that I don't like, and that's blood. But that don't mean I got to deal with them or have a relationship with them. Like, no. Yeah, it really do be about the vibe, but sometimes it be about just the people. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so this is the last question, guys. Last one before we wrap it up. Is it should there be like a boundary or limit to where how deep we are? I'm saying we meaning like me, Trina, Tip in this case, because we're like we're all mothers, but we're like mothers of grown people. Like, is there a limit of how deep in a relationship we should be for you guys relationships? Like Jamari and Noodles have a relationship. Like, is there do you think I should have boundaries to how much I'm in your relationship or how far I go? Same thing for like Meryl and Ashley or Dejana and Shug. Should Tiff have limits or Edwin and his?
But to like what extent? Like,
Minions and his or Trina and hers. Like, are you in here too?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay.
For me?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you were in or not.
Oh yeah, Maria.
So do you think there's like a limit to how deep in a relationship your family member, it doesn't necessarily have to be your mom, but just a family member should be.
I think so. Like, I don't want to be in my brother's relationship. You know what I mean?
You don't want to be in his relationship.
Yeah, no, because like, you know, sometimes like there's certain people that like if they having problems, then I don't want to have to be like feeling like oh, I got to choose between my brother or his girlfriend when they get back cool, then she might hold it against me that I didn't treat her some type of way when they was having their issues. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you mind your business when it comes to other people's stuff. Sometimes you got to even be able to like let people talk to you about their stuff and still mind your business.
That one is so hard because I get that. I got that a lot, and I definitely. I'm still a work in progress, but it is very difficult when someone's telling you the stuff, or two people are telling you the stuff, and you still got to be like, I'm listening, I'm a good ear. I might tell you some stuff, I might not, but like not be emotionally involved because it's really not your business.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, there should be boundaries that set or whatever. But I feel like it just all depends. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's with the individual. Like with Dejana or whatever, Dejana's pretty level headed. And there's not much stuff that I need to tell her because Dejana pretty much knows how to handle and take care of herself because she's a very, very responsible person. You know, she makes responsible decisions or everything. But then we have like Edwin, who makes the same decisions that Bella does. So I feel like I'd be having to guide him every step, like other way. Like Edwin needs notes on the mirror every morning, and you know, it's just like every single thing or whatever. Then Nimmons is young and he's now coming out or whatever, and it's not like he's the around the way guy. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't been with many girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I mean, to hop on that bandwagon, I mean, me and my mom, we did interfere in his last relationship very heavy because it just was he didn't know how to break it off, and it was just like she said, he's not the around the way guy. It's not like he's just like beat it, ho. Like,
yeah,
like he can't do that, even though she was being a hoe, and it was just like we had to step in and say, hey, I think you should break it off with your girlfriend who's not really your girlfriend.
actually, we broke it off.
Yeah, we did broke
We
it off.
broke it off.
Well, I said I think
broke
that,
up with his girlfriend for him.
okay. So
Yeah.
So I told him I think he should,
Crazy.
and you should. Okay, we're gonna explain this because you would do the same. This girl, her and Ninen's supposed to be together for 2 years. They've never kissed. They've never done anything because she doesn't like PDA. Wait,
They
but
never had a date.
they never had a real date.
We never met.
We never met her. 2 years, and so I was
And they
like,
broke up every summer.
yeah, every summer they broke up.
So they had a 2 school year relationship.
So she just needed someone to carry her bags, basically.
Yeah.
So
He met her. Y'all never met her.
yeah, we never met her, and
She was online.
huh? No, she goes
No,
to
they
school.
went to school
They went to
together.
school
They was
together.
in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said. 2 school relationship because they would be together from August through May, and then broken up for the summer, and then back together August through May, and then broken up again for the summer.
So right.
Exactly.
So he was in his phone and he was being all emotional, and I had asked him what was wrong or whatever, and he was showing me the text messages, and it wasn't even like he was asking her for no butt. He was just like, I don't understand why you don't kiss me in the halls and blah blah blah. And I'm like, show me
They
this girl.
hold hands,
Hold hands, nothing. They never been on a date. They always, like, if they went out, it was like group thing. They never been any, like, they never did anything by themselves. And mind you, Nina just drives at this time. They can go places. And so he's just like, I don't understand why you don't like PDA. And I was like, pull up this girl. So he pulls up her Facebook. Why in her Facebook pictures, there's pictures of her kissing a guy in front of Magic Kingdom, Disney's castle.
All hugged up.
All hugged up. Oh, you don't like PDA? There's a million people at Disney.
But y'all was going through this.
he showed me. It wasn't like we were like, I was like, give me your phone. It's over.
Wait,
I was
now-
just like, show me. Why are you upset?
Now, mind
Why are
you,
you upset?
he's a senior and she's a junior, whatever. And this is the girl that he's taking to prom. So, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, what kind of prom pictures are you gonna have? She won't even let you hug her. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? So I started telling them, like, we took the phone and started texting her like questions back and forth, and just basically triggered an argument. And yes, we broke them up.
Inappropriate, guys.
She was dogging my son. Well,
Yeah,
so lucky I didn't go up to the
That
school
is
and
very
fucking
inappropriate.
test
I was
her.
ready. I was mad. So, and then she's like literally surprised that he had a date for prom.
But look, I got him a date for prom, and she was beautiful.
You didn't get him. We've known her.
I'm just
We've
saying.
known her her whole life. So it was his shot. You know Stephanie's little sister. He went with her, and then this girl, all extra toxic. So you're just gonna come to prom with somebody else? Why are you even at prom? You were uninvited.
She went with somebody else.
She went with some
That
other
quickly.
dude. That
They
quick.
broke up literally like a month before prom, and she already had another date. It might not even have been a month. It could have been 2 weeks. I don't know. It was too damn quick.
But she don't like PDA, and she. Oh, I was like, okay, no, it's over. I was like, you can't be doing this. You're not gonna be.
This is wild.
But she
I have
was
never heard of anything
dogging
like
my
this in my
son,
Like,
life.
literally.
killing his whole high school experience. In high school, you're supposed to have boyfriends, having fun. You know what I'm saying? Well, girl, in his case, girlfriend.
But then
he
she
didn't
is
even
like.
have none of those experiences.
He didn't
like.
because they were together during the school year. They're not hanging out, going on dates, and then she's dictating who he hangs out with and what he does. So can you imagine being in your room because you got some what do you call it, passive aggressive girlfriend who doesn't even want to say that she's your girlfriend, but you can't go chill with your friends?
I mean, no movies, nothing. Like nothing. They never went out nowhere together. Like my son even was working at Sky Zone. She never met him to go jump. None of that stuff. I'm like,
But why did y'all not just tell him, like, you got to push
He
on?
wouldn't do it.
we did. We broke up with her through his phone.
No, you can't break up with people.
He said he wanted to.
He said he
I
wanted to.
asked.
He just didn't know how to say it.
Like I said, I asked the question. I said, do you want to show me what's wrong with you? Do you want to show me? He showed me. And I'm just like, And I'm like, what are you going to say back? If you respond like that, then obviously, no, we're going to say something back. You're not going to just let this girl run your life like that. So, and then I said, can I text her back? And he said yes.
And then we was just going from there.
I think at that point, he didn't care anymore.
And then look, she actually stopped speaking to him. Like, if she really wanted to be his girlfriend, she could have talked it out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she stopped speaking to him.
No, she wanted him to be alone at prom.
Yeah.
And be miserable.
And that's what it is. She went, yeah. She even got a date. Like, she didn't know that he had a date to prom. But she came there with a date. So her ass was like, whoa, when she seen that he had a date.
But do you guys know that you guys were going too far?
Nah.
Listen, off of GP, I would have thought
too far.
brother. Like, that's it. You're not gonna be treating him like this. You're not gonna be in the streets. And the worst part is, well, Ninens just told us that this recently is like people would be like, "Oh, you're dating the girl," and they'd be like, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's been like 2 years," and they're like, "Well, she's dating so and so."
Exactly.
So
like, she was straight playing my son. Like I said, she lucky I didn't go up to the high school and beat her ass.
At prom, she would have had some extra makeup. Like, that's it.
Y'all sound crazy though.
Can you only imagine if we had let that go and he would have went to prom and she would have been having 2 dates? My son would have been in the picture with her and some other dude.
No, I totally.
You'd be like, yeah, that's been his prom. Who's the dude on the
Who's the
left?
dude on the left?
No, I get where you guys are coming from. I'm just saying that y'all both sound crazy.
Well, do you know what family means?
Yes.
Green and noodles. Like, what is the thought about this?
This is insane
Where
and
are y'all?
completely inappropriate. What is happening, guys?
Noodles, you know
But at the same time, like, it sounds like he wanted the help. Like,
Yeah,
he let them do that. If he didn't want that to happen, he wouldn't have let them do that. And it sounds like he needed saving.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
the beginning of a very scary time in his life.
Sounds to me like y'all needed to make him do or advise him to do and let him play that out because
He got fucking for 2 years.
Exactly. He let it play that long enough.
which is ridiculous. Like I don't know.
But that was like his second like real like second first, whatever you want to call it. Because it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's Dominique.
Oh yeah, that was brief.
So you guys don't think there should be that?
The thing is, though, the first girlfriend, Dominique, at least you could tell she told him, she was just like, hey, I thought I really liked you, but I really would prefer if we're friends. And guess what? They're best friends till this day. But then you got this girl who's just like, yeah, I really like that I can say you're my boyfriend, but I can have a different boyfriend over the summer. And you're okay
And
with
they're
it.
in school.
Right, but I just want to know if you guys realize
They like my boyfriend for 6 period.
are doing too much.
That was one time. Now with this new girlfriend, you know, it's been what, 2 years now. Like I definitely wouldn't allegedly. I wouldn't interfere. I even tell my mom. She'll tell you I'm the question asker. I'd be like, why does this matter to you? Like what?
Oh, asking your mom?
Yeah, like why are you so pressed about it? Is Ninens pressed about it? Because that's my issue. That's the reason why I jumped on that whole situation with breaking up with the girls, because he was pressed about it. And I'm not going to disrespect what you want to do with your life. So I'm asking you, is this okay? Now, if she violates him, I'm going to ask him again, even with this new relationship. And it's serious. If she violates, I'm going to ask you if you're okay. I'm going to ask you what you would like to do.
So, Lil, you going to tell me.
Yeah, though.
If Arrow was still 18, 19,
Right.
on his first girlfriend, that you would let the girlfriend just dog Marrow out.
I would not get in that. I would be like, Marrow, you got to do something. Marrow. But I wouldn't. No, I would be like, so you're just going to be an ass. You're just going to be a butt rag. You're just going to be goofy. You just going to, but I wouldn't do it for him. No. He would still be dating that motherfucker y'all talking about. Because I'd be like, yeah, he's freaking ridiculous. But he got to be a grown up. Like, he got to do it on his own. Not a grown up, because in high school, you're not a grown up. But you old enough to know if you're going to be with someone, don't be with someone, let it go, don't let it go, whatever. Like, yeah, guys, I think.
Are you still shocked at this?
I'm a little.
Like, you know how some girls take advantage, the mean girls in high school take advantage of the nice guys, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was doing, taking advantage of the fact that my son was a nice person. He didn't, you know, he don't dog girls or whatever. And I felt like she was just messing up his head about how girls are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want him to be going through life thinking, damn, girls are bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Because eventually that's what would have happened.
And then
like, if we had let that play out all the way through,
a lot of girls outside of that relationship to know that all girls aren't bitches.
But when
the two experiences he had, yes.
When someone dogs you out like that, you kind of have a different perception.
Like, even the first girlfriend, even though she broke up with him and she broke up with him on good terms, the way she did it was like messed up. Like, they was getting ready to go to homecoming. He was getting his clothes ready and everything. And like the day before homecoming, he bought tickets and everything. She was like, I'm not going to go to homecoming with you because I decided, like, I feel like I don't think I like you like that. I think we're more friends. So, like, although they're best friends now, they didn't speak for a while. Right. Because she really hurt my son. Like, I felt bad, but I didn't get into that one because she did it the right way. You understand what I'm saying? No. But the second girl, I mean, I did want to beat up. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to see her every day when I used to go pick Bella up from that daycare, and she used to be crossing in front of the car. I used to just want to hit the damn gas, but I didn't do it. I held my composure. But I'm just saying, she hurt my baby's feelings, but she did it the right way. The other one, would have had him scorned for life. And especially if we let that carry out for prom.
Girl, you have to.
Leave me alone. That is my baby.
No, yeah, your baby is a grown man.
Well,
though.
I asked the
He
question
can't buy
first.
liquor, so he ain't grown. He can't even buy cigarettes. He ain't grown.
I let people set their boundaries.
Oh.
I ask.
21 for cigarettes. 21
Oh yeah, you
for
got to be
liquor.
21.
Actually, I believe it's 22 for cigarettes.
He's still old enough to be like making decisions on things, or if something hurts
As long as he still need my taxes for
But-
school, he ain't grown.
even if
I'm
he's not grown, he's got to be mature enough to be able to handle life situations without his mom and sister stepping in and doing it.
Well,
for
that
him.
was 17 though.
That's not 17 is old for your parent and your sister to be breaking up with some dude.
He wanted to.
But if he really wanted to, he would have.
Nah, he just didn't know how to do it. Like he didn't think
You
like
could have talked him through it. Call her and
we
say,
did. We text him through it.
no, you text for him. That's different.
No, he started off texting.
Oh,
He started, yeah, he started, and then when girls get mad, they go a mile a minute. So I'm like, give me
Yeah, she was
Same
trying to back
speed.
my baby in the
same
corner.
speed. I get the
So
first
I had to
word.
come out from behind like you know what I'm saying? Like nah, she's backing him in the corner. So.
Yeah, because he was literally getting out like one sentence, and she got like 6 paragraphs about what
I
slut.
think we're gonna have to have like another shop talk just on YouTube.
Just on that.
Yeah, just on YouTube and letting go.
But this relationship now is very serious. Clearly, like they're moved in together, and they have their boundaries. I don't interrupt. I don't ask questions. I don't get into like the girl. She sits in the car with me. She tells me stuff, and I just be like, oh.
Well, that's good because literally, I was just asking the question like, is there like should there be boundaries or how far or how deep in? And I myself have stepped too deep into relationships with the children and stuff, so I'm guilty of it a little bit too. But let's say if I dip my toe in the water, y'all are like under the water, head in, like y'all.
Swimming, diving in head first, jumping
No
off the
floaty.
diving board,
No
no
floaty.
swim
Yeah,
caps,
chill
no
out.
bathing suits.
Y'all need some people to like call, like, oh, is this too much? Yeah, y'all need that. Not
It
each
was
other.
just
Y'all
one
can't.
time, and it was just when you see
Someone
someone
accountability partners. I'm gonna be y'all's accountability.
his face in that situation, like he looked defeated, and I still asked him though. I said, "What do you want to do? You want to break up with
But
her?"
even now, it sounds to me like you don't know that y'all went too far.
Nope, we didn't.
She needed
Not
her.
gonna agree with that.
She needed
Mom.
her feelings hurt.
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you though.
Some people just need their feelings hurt, and we hurt her feelings.
No, I don't think they went
His
too
face
far.
look like that again with this new one.
What
It'll
is
be the same way.
I don't think they went too far. Based off of the situation, it sounds like they needed to intervene and kill
Thank
that
you.
right then and there. Now, at the same time, this is this is like a kid's relationship. You know what I'm talking about? He was a
Right.
child and clearly not like at the point where he was even making rational decisions for himself. So, but now at this point, as an adult, no, never in life is it acceptable for them to go to that extent with. But like, that was a kid, that was a high school relationship, and it sounds toxic as hell. So yeah, I like they went to the left, but it sounded like the whole situation was to the left.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't think that I would hope and pray for Ninen's sake that y'all wouldn't do that as him as an adult.
Oh yeah, no. I don't
It's
know.
completely
I speak
different.
for myself, but I
Look
don't know.
at your mom. Look at your mom.
Like I'm not ready to go to war and fight somebody, like how I was when he was, younger and in high school in that circumstance. Like I will listen, I will give you advice, but I'm not going to intervene. The only time I'm going to war is like if she like domestic violence him. And
Oh, you made him break his back over that balcony with that couch? Oh, you going over there too?
Sounds
I'm
like we're
gonna
still
random
working on
stuff
those
out there.
boundaries.
Don't
I'm
say
gonna go with, is there any closing statements? Anybody?
yes. Spend $149 to get a delivery.
I'm dead.
Um,
See, me, if I was in that circumstance and being out there, I would find enjoyment in watching them bicker because I'm just like, whose apartment is it?
Headlock and kill.
I'm gonna go with ending statements. You have anything to end with? Anything in closing?
Well, I will say, like from the beginning, the first one, because we came in kind of late. I feel like when you in a family with somebody or whatever, and y'all break up or whatever, I feel like sometimes, even though the person had been together with that person for years, I feel like when people keep that person in the family, they're hurting that person.
And it's weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't want to throw no names out there because everybody's gonna know the situation. But what I'm saying, like, okay, I'm not throwing no names.
Yeah, she's not gonna put names up there.
I'm not gonna put no names, but I'm just saying, like, when you have somebody that been with somebody since they was young or whatever, and they grow older, and they have kids together, and they grow apart, and then that person has like a whole nother family, and then the other person who, you know, like the baby's mother is still involved with the guy's family. I feel like you're not giving that woman a chance to grow. Like, you know, like every single time she gets a new boyfriend, that new boyfriend has to come into her baby father's for a dude. You understand? Like wait, why do I have to be with your baby father's family? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we starting to do something for us, but everything you do, you still doing with your baby's father's family,
Or vice versa.
or you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that. I feel like when, even though you're close with that person, you could be really close. They could be like family. I feel like there's a time where you have to separate and let them be able to live their life.
I feel like when a couple breaks up, the family breaks up with the other person.
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely.
not when they have kids.
Well,
Even
but they don't have, like I said,
you don't have to be. I'm just saying, like,
all in the
when
video.
they have, even when they have kids, like, if me and Jamari were to break up, I don't want to go to my brother's house and he's there chilling, smoking a blunt with him. Like,
Right.
no.
Yes.
So yeah, they can still be cool, but
right.
do they gotta chill and be best buddies?
No.
That's a little weird. Is that fair that anytime my brother has a cookout, now I gotta go and my baby daddy might be there? Like,
that's what I'm saying. That is kind of weird, but I don't feel like you should isolate the person either. Like, if once in a while, like y'all having a big family function or something, like your wedding, for instance, or whatever, if that person was invited to, well, not your wedding, but like Marrow's wedding, if he was invited to Marrow's wedding or whatever, that's fine, because him and Marrow's still cool, you know, and he's a part of the family. That's your baby's father. If he chooses to accept the invitation, but you extended it out, not him in there being Marrow's best man or one of his groomsmen and throwing Marrow the bachelor party in. Throwing, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that shit is like insane. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's weird.
And then Marrow's hanging with his
relationship. I get trying to keep a relationship because that person's your family, but at the same time, it's like, dang, like, I don't know. Like, if Marrow and Ashley were to break up, I'm not inviting Ashley to every family function we're having. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
maybe I'll go chill with her on the side,
right,
and keep that relationship. But if we're having game night, I'm not about to be like, oh, Ashley, we having game night. You want to come over? Like, it's, you know, like, you kind of got to separate it where it's like, okay, yes, because yes, no matter what, Ashley will always be my family. But then do I start to make Marrow uncomfortable because now he gets a new girlfriend, and now the new girlfriend got to sit at game night with Ashley?
Right.
Yo, that's weird.
I don't know how that goes. That one.
We can't hear you, Booker.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that one's tricky. I don't know. I don't know about that.
It's just because of how deep the relationship is. You can't even imagine.
Right.
But so it's just like, and the fact, like the kids, it makes it so much deeper when you have like an attachment, a kid and stuff like that. But game night, I suppose what Noodles is saying, game night is the adults. So why would she invite Ashley if Meryl has a new girlfriend and like y'all drinking and like
I don't know that.
it's weird. Maybe after, let's say,
I was invite Ashley to everything.
Nah, that's weird. I'm not trying to pull up to game night and Jamari's there. Like, dude, that's strange.
But that be like sometimes when we still lived in Massachusetts and we used to have like the big Thanksgiving and the big Christmas dinners and stuff. Like one of like my nephew's mothers used to come to some of the functions, right? That's weird because then my brother,
Well,
one's married,
I mean,
the other one has
well,
girlfriend.
that one's different. Like, I expect to see them at. Well, I don't know because like, how old are the kids? Like, like
Grown
yeah,
adults.
then no.
I'm saying if somebody like in this case, in this scenario, Ashley has been around for like 8 years. Like now, all of a sudden, because they separate.
So you mean to tell me? So now, okay, they've been around. Ashley's been around for 8 years. They separate. Meryl got a new girlfriend. Ashley got a new man. Ashley gets married. So now Ashley and her husband
bring a
come to
man,
Christmas?
bring the couples. That's it. Whatever.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's kind of weird for even Ashley's new boyfriend.
Yeah,
That's
like I don't want to be
new
around that.
girlfriend and Ashley's.
Maybe not like a new boyfriend, but like if you've been with someone or whatever, like I don't see the problem in it.
It's really hot.
It's your kid's father, but I guess it would depend on how the other person feels about it. Like how
Definitely it depends on it depends on both the parties. That I mean, she might be like, "Come here," and he got a girl there, and he might be like, "I don't want her coming to my family stuff." So then that would be different if they were saying that. But I'm saying if they both were cordial about it, I would never be like, "No, don't come." I wouldn't feel like that.
I wouldn't be like,
I
no, don't
feel
come,
like
but
they
she
can
would
come,
know about it.
but not every single
Not
family
every time.
functions. This is what I'm saying. Like every Thanksgiving, every Easter, every Christmas, every baby shower, every birthday party, every cookout in the backyard. Like, damn, nigga, you and your man ain't got no family, but your mom, his mama wasn't doing nothing for 4th of July. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
we don't have to work on Tiff.
No,
like you don't got nothing else going on.
exactly.
Sad. That's why we didn't make it.
All right, guys, this has been great. Not last words. We're gonna work on having last words.
Okay.
Does anybody have any final goodbyes? Like,
Boundaries are important.
exactly.
Respect the individual. You don't have to like them.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Noodles. Karina.
Sorry, I don't have anything to say. It's all been said.
It's been a wild conversation.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, we'll be on every Monday at 7. I think 7 is a good time. And if you have any topics or you want to be on, just hit me up and let me know. Make sure you guys check out Free's bracelet line, and we're gonna put it's in bracelet. We're gonna put the link in the comments. Like, can you put it in, Trent? There you go.
It's not allowing me to put it in there for some reason. Hold on.
All right. Well, I'll put it in before I end the broadcast so that it'll be up there for them. And I'll also put Super Crazy on there. And you guys know mine is Book Her Beauty Bar, and this is Shop Talk. And we'll see you next week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Before I end, I want to make sure I get the right links. So give me 2 seconds, guys. All right. So we have Sneaker Crazy merch. We have embracelets.shop, and we have bowlswanky.com. So check them out, purchase, and look out for me and Tree on bowlswanky.com. We got lots of things coming your way. All right. Good night.